Hello everyone, welcome back. For those who don't know me, I'm Kat. I'm a wife, a homeschool mom, and an avid reader. It is Sunday, so the start of a new vlog. I am still working my way through my Kindle books, but I'm taking a tiny pause. I'm still reading on my Kindle, and I am still reading responsibly in my mind, but I'm not picking up one of the titles that I said I was going to read for the month of July. The book that I'm going to be reading is No One's Home by D.M. Pulley, and that's with a cover on my Kindle. This one is being read for the Pyramid Club, the Pyramid Book Club, and I was really trying. My goal that I made last night was to try to have it done before the live show. For some reason, I thought that the live show was going to be later in the day, but it was at 1 o'clock when it started. It is 1:23, and I am 5% in the book. So I'll just finish the book and then watch the replay of their discussion on it and hope for the best. For right now, I am working a little bit on getting some editing done so that I can post videos for Tuesday and Thursday, but my No One's Home is from Kindle Unlimited and has the audio with it, so I'm gonna pop in my headphones and listen to it while I finish this little bit of editing and making my thumbnails. So I'll check in a little while. Hello everyone. So it is Monday morning, and I have just finished No One's Home. I know I haven't really given any updates for this book. Once I started it, I was just really drawn in, and I didn't and still don't want to give any spoilers. This book is a wild ride. There is so much going into it. What is that called? Storygraph has it marked as horror, mystery, thriller, and the author says that it's historical. And so there's like the landmark that she's done is a historical place. It is the House of the Shakers. But I feel that, and at this site, there really were murders that happened. But I am going to put it under, I'm probably going to put it under horror. First off, because that's the first listing for it on Storygraph, which is usually what I use for my genre blanket. But also, there's so much going on. It's got that ghosts. It's got weird happenings, and everything is kind of explained in the end. But again, there's just so much going on that I have a hard time explaining without giving any spoilers. But this was great. It's mainly following the Spielman family, which have moved into this house, and It also has these flashbacks to previous owners, starting with the Rawlings. They are the original builders of the house, and it's this huge property. I think the real estate agent says that it's over 4,000 square feet, but it's got 6 bedrooms. It's got 6 bedrooms on the second floor, and there are 3 bathrooms. And then on the ground floor, like, there's the butler's pantry, there's the kitchen, there's the dining room, there's the library and the parlor. Like, it's this huge property. When the Spielmans move in, they decide to renovate the house and bring everything up to modern times. They change the kitchen. They do a lot of renovation to this house. And then through these flashbacks, we find out some of the stuff that's happened in this house. So we have and there's a list at the very beginning of the book of the different homeowners in it. So you're going to get flashbacks from just about all of these families. I'm trying to just flip back real quick. Good gracious, I forgot how long this book was. Let's see. So you have the Rawlings family, the Bell family, the Klossman family, the Martin family, and then the Spielberg family. Not Spielberg. I just went blank on their names. I know I've said it several times. Spielman family. So you get kind of bits from all these families and different things that have happened for them. It's a really engaging read, though. As I was reading it, I just really, really enjoyed the time I had with it. I was a little worried when I hit about 50% if I was going to be able to sleep last night. But I read to 80%, and by then things are explained enough that I could go to sleep. And sleep okay. I did have some weird dreams, but I think that was more life choices than the book. But maybe the book played a little part in it. So there's No One's Home. I really did have a good time with it. And I'm just looking at my list for July. I don't know which I'm gonna read next. I have Ember Falls, Paper Magician, and The Tattooist of Auschwitz. I don't know. It's one that I kind of want a palate cleanser. And so I'm tempted to do Ember Falls, which is like the total opposite of what I just read. It's middle grade, it's fantasy, it's you know, anamorphic, not anamorphic, is it anamorphic? Yeah, anamorphic bunnies, who are on this quest. So I might go that way. I think the Tattooist of Auschwitz is going to be too hard, for right now. And then Paper Magician, I bought this one because like all 4 books were on sale, for like $1.99. And so I got it then, but then have never read it. So I need to give it a try. But again, it's a whole new world. And I think I just need that palate cleanser. So I think I'm going to go for Ember Falls. I am kind of debating of reading it on my Kindle or reading it physically. I do have it on my Kindle. But I'm worried I'm a little burnt out on the Kindle. And I don't want that, I don't want that for my reading. So I think I'm going to run out to the van and go grab Ember Falls in physical form, and then read it from there. So I think that's how we're going to run for now, and I will check in later. Hello everyone! So it is Monday at 2:30. I am going to make a quick run to the lobby of Hobbies, because I need some more red yarn for my genre blanket, and the only place I can get I love this yarn is from Hobby Lobby, since it is their store brand. So I am going to drive out to North Charleston, which is the next town over, and I am going to grab a skein of red yarn. I thought I'd take you guys along. So let's do it. Hello everyone. So I had every intention of bringing you along with me to Hobby Lobby. I'm in the parking lot and I left my camera in the car when I went in. So I did not get anything while I was in there, as far as footage. But I did get a few goodies. I got the red yarn I was after, of course. And every time I go, I try to get my husband a couple of these. He loves these lemon drops. And they're a good size. They don't do too much. Or they don't, he doesn't feel like he eats more than he should. And I got a little, we may not have it all together, but together we have it all thing. I'm going to put it in my living room underneath the TV. And then I got a couple little things for to use to take pictures with for Bookstagram. But that was all I got. I thought about going to Ollie's, which is right here as well. They always have lots of books. But truthfully, I'm tired and it's 3:37, which means I want to get on the freeway before 4 o'clock. If I'm there on the freeway at 4, because that's right when the Air Force Base lets off, I'm gonna hit traffic, and a lot of it. So I'm gonna quickly mosey down the road and go home. I'll check in later. Hello everyone. So it is Monday night. I have been listening to Ember Falls in the car and whatnot. I got to 11% earlier, And I have found that I'm now at 43%. The last 32% of it, I've been listening to it, and I couldn't tell you how we ended up where we are. And so I'm going to have to rewind and follow the text as I go. I catch snippets of it, but it's been so easy for my mind to wander. I don't know if that's a me thing, if that's the audio's not for me, or if I'm just not making, I'm spacing out at the wrong moments. So I'm going to rewind back to 11%, and then I'm going to keep listening. It's been like 15 chapters. So it's going to be a little bit of a gut punch to go back, but I'd rather know what's going on in this book. I do enjoy the story. I think it's a fun little tale. I am actually looking at doing the first book in the series, Green Ember, as a read aloud for my literature class this year. So I do want to know where the story goes, but I have not had this problem with an audiobook for so long. I'm currently listening to it at 1.5 times speed. When I have the ebook in front of me, I'll put it on. I'll probably put it on 2 times speed because my eyes track better with the book. But I'm not going to be able to do anything but listen and read for this, and that's okay. Sometimes that happens. So I am going to rewind my audiobook and jump into Green Ember. Friends, so we are back at the barn. Let's see, it's not as hot as it was last week. Let's see, it's trying to load, because at home it felt like 101, but we actually, to come to the barn, are a little bit closer to the beach, and so temperatures fluctuate just a smidge, but that's gonna take its time. It is Tuesday. My day has been spent getting shots and reading. I also took the fort down. My husband's gonna be a little surprised when he gets home because he had no idea it was happening. I've had the fort around the bed since mid-May, but it's gotten to the point where I had to change the sheets today anyway, and when I went to take the sheets off, the whole top came down, and so I would have to put it back together, and I went, you know what, between me having to put it all back together and the cat driving us crazy early in the morning, it's just not worth it for me. It's fun to have, like, when I'm in there reading, but the cat scratching on the sheets drives me bonkers, especially when I'm trying to sleep. And that's her favorite thing to do. So, this has loaded. It is 89 degrees, feels like 98. I am going to go up to the field actually, and I'm gonna enjoy this. It's not blazing. I'm not gonna get sick from being out in it, but I need a little vitamin D. I've been taking my vitamins and whatnot like I'm supposed to. My doctor has prescribed me vitamin D, or D3, because my vitamin D, the way my body responds to vitamin D is a little bit different now that I have, or well, since I've had my gallbladder out. Your gallbladder helps to store vitamin D3 in your body naturally and then release it as your body needs it. But since I had to have mine out due to gallstones almost 12 years ago, no, it was 12 years ago. Almost 12 and a half years ago. It's just too much. I'm not going to go that route. Or I wasn't going to continue to deal with that pain that I was in. So I had it removed about 5 months after my husband had his removed. So I am gonna go enjoy some outside time is really what I was getting at. So I am going to take my book. I am reading Ember Falls. And I figured out with the audiobook, it is not that I was spacing out with the audiobook so much as I forget that things with middle grade books don't have a lot of preparation up to. It's just boom, 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 because that's what middle school or middle grade readers need. So I am going with it. I am enjoying it, but I do a lot better when I'm following along in the text, because then I don't miss those quick scene changes that are happening. But so I'm gonna go read that and enjoy some sunlight. I'll talk to you guys soon. Hello friends, so it is almost 10 o'clock. I just finished the Ember Falls by S.D. Smith. I have a interesting perspective, I guess, on middle grade. I love middle grade books. They are very to the point, but they are very hopeful at the same time. And they don't shy away from bad circumstances happening. In this one, we are continuing with Heather and Pickett, and they are a set of siblings, sibling bunnies, who, in the first book, their family is kidnapped. And the book opens up with Pickett and a group of soldiers trying to rescue some enslaved rabbits in the mines, the prey mines. And there's been intel that this is where, or possibly where, Pickett and Heather's family is. Well, it turns out that it was an abandoned mine at this point. How long before everyone disappeared is a little unknown, but there are soldiers there to stop them. In this series, you have the rabbits versus the prey animals. So wolves, birds of prey. It's all led by Morbin, and he's like a hawk, I believe. But in this one, the second book, we have Pickett and Heather are kind of the right hand of the future king, Prince Smalls. And even though, Pickett and the army have this huge setback of the not being the mine, or the mines being abandoned, they continue on trying to gather intel so that they can hopefully free all enslaved rabbits, but also so that Prince Smalls can take the throne as he's supposed to. And so Prince Smalls takes a small contingency with him to go to the kind of council of all the different rabbit clans to bring unity among everyone. And while he's gone, his uncle, who was passed up for the throne, is kind of sweeps in to help. And everything just kind of snowballs. And it's just this great tale that even when things stink, and life doesn't seem to be going the way you expected it to, there's always hope. And that's kind of what I came out with. The only negative thing that I have as an adult fantasy reader is that there is not a lot of transitions from one event to another. Like, I'm reading, I was listening to the book, and you have Heather and Pickett are having a discussion, and then all of a sudden they're in battle. And the book is written that way to help keep the kids engaged. But as a reader of Sanderson and many of these other high fantasy writers, for adults, it's a little jarring, and it makes you feel that you have, like, dozed off for a second and missed huge sections, which is why I ended up reading it instead of just listening to it. But now that that's done, I'm not gonna jump into Ember Rising yet. I am enjoying this series and everything, but I'm gonna hold off for a minute just because I have other books on my list that I want to read. I think what I'm gonna go to next is The Tattooist of Auschwitz. I not forgot, but I hadn't pre-planned my reading for August for the Aurelium Readathon, magical readathon hosted by Book Roast. But I saw a video about it today, and it sparked my curiosity and reminded me I needed to keep that in mind when making my TBR for August. Well, I found out that the autumn semester actually is going to begin July 29th. So I'm probably not going to start Paper Magic yet, or Paper Magician yet. I will wait until another time to read that. So that gives me, it is the 25th, so it gives me 26th, 27th, 28th, 3 days to read The Tattooist of Auschwitz. And truthfully, I think this book is going to break me a little bit just because of how heavy it is. But I kind of knew that going in just based on the title and the material of the book, which is why I went ahead and did Ember Falls before jumping into The Tattooist of Auschwitz after reading Botanist's Guide to Parties and Poisons. Yeah, but it's after 10 o'clock, and I'm not going to start anything tonight. I'm just too tired. So, I am going to go to bed, and I will check in tomorrow morning. Bye. Good morning, everyone. It's Wednesday morning. I have my coffee here, and I am going to get started on The Tattooist of Auschwitz. This one is a World War II Holocaust story of a man who can speak several different languages, and a Jew who can speak several different languages, and he is set as one of the people who tattoo all of the Jews as they come in. And the story continues from there, where they are, he tells one of the women that he will marry her if they make it out. That's kind of all I really know. So it sounds like it's going to be very heartbreaking, but maybe a little bit of romance in there as well. We'll just have to see. So I'm going to curl up here in the office. My daughter's watching Mockingjay on the TV, so I'm going to curl up here in the office in my chair, and I'm going to get a little reading done this morning. So I will check in later. So I just finished chapter 1, and the author, this is written by Heather Morris. She has done an amazing job kind of capturing those first moments of the Jewish exile. In this we have Lael, and he has turned himself in to save his family. In their community, a poster had popped up at one of the, all the businesses in the area that said, if each family would surrender one male over 18, then the rest of the family would survive. Lael's older brother, originally kind of volunteers, and instead Lael tells him no, he has a wife and 2 children. So instead, Lael goes. And you get this glimpse of what it was like to be standing there in these cattle cars for days on end. And then the horror of arriving at Auschwitz and seeing the just dehumanization of everyone, of the Jews as they arrive. One of the comments that Lael makes, one of the thoughts he makes in the book is basically along the lines of, we've been treated like cattle and prisoners, and then here we are being welcomed into Auschwitz. It's just a very heartbreaking moment. Yeah, so I'm gonna go back to it, but I just thought I would share how well Heather Morris has done with showing her readers the horrors of what they were subjected to right there in the very beginning. Like I said, that was just chapter 1, and already my heart is just heavy. But we have, Lael does speak multiple languages, and so because of that, we're going to see him kind of treated a little bit better. I know it's not going to be much better, but he's not going to be shot on sight just for going to the bathroom during the night. So I'm going to get back to it. Hello everyone. So it is Wednesday, just about 5 o'clock. I just finished The Tattooist of Auschwitz. covers right there. This was a really sweet story. It deals with a lot of hard stuff and everything. But it also kind of gives you that insight into what it was like and how those who were in the camps just lived each day. That was their goal, was just to survive. And this book did a great job at kind of portraying that, and even dealing with Lael's kind of his unpatriotic job. I don't know the right word, but he was, I mean, like, it was his job to tattoo everyone's number on them. And for him, even though he's marking his people, he's looking at it as a way to just to survive. And he even tells Jacob, a Jew who's actually from America, that to just keep his head down and find and show that he has skills and that he will be put in places that will keep him alive. And we see that later on in the book. It's a very touching tale. I really thought I was going to really blubber through the whole thing, just because of how tough the subject matter is and how many of the people we meet in there, I mean, you know, are going to die just because of the numbers of people who went into these concentration camps and did die. But at the same time, Heather Morris does a great job of portraying the hope that is there. And at the end of the book, you find out that this, well, it's historical fiction, there's a lot more truth in it than you expect. Lael was a real person, his wife, Gita, a real person, and you even get an afterword from their son. Very touching story, and I'm really glad I read it. I was a little worried that it was going to be heart-wrenching, but it was great. I guess with it being the 26th, I'm gonna go on ahead and start Paper Magician, because that's all I have left on my list. So I'd say July has been a pretty good success. I finished all of my NetGalleys that I planned on finishing this month, along with all of my titles I had previously here on my Kindle. So, good month, and I'm actually really proud of how well the month has gone. But we are getting ready actually to go to dinner. We're gonna try a newer little restaurant nearby called Papa Ganache. and it's Mediterranean Turkish food. So I'm excited to try it and have a good meal with family. But I will check in later. Bye. Hello everyone, we're back from Baba Kebabs. It was a cute little place. It's got both the little restaurant or cafe and a market. Oh. And I had chicken shawarma, which was amazing. And then we got some baklava, and then brought home some baklava and Turkish delight from the market there. So it's great food. I'm really enjoying it. But now that we're home, I'm gonna go on ahead and start Paper Magician. It's only like 250 pages, so it's not gonna take me that long. According to Kindle, most people finish it in 3.5-4 hours. So this one is Sione Twill arrives at a cottage of magician Emery Thane with a broken heart. Having graduated at the top of her class from their magically inclined school, she's assigned a apprenticeship as a paper magician, even though she wanted to be a metal magician. And once she's bonded to whatever she apprentices under, she will be bonded forever. She can't change her speciality, I guess. And she's like, from what I understand reading the rest of the synopsis, her master like goes missing, or is being threatened. Right? Okay, so I'm sorry. He's being threatened. His heart has been ripped from his chest. That's what it was. And so I'm gonna go on ahead after I yawn and start this. It looks like it's, fantasy and that it's going to be a good time. So I am going to jump right in, and I will check in later. Hello everyone. So it is Thursday night. Holy moly, it's 10 o'clock. I am still reading The Paper Magician. I'm 70% in. This book has gone places I was not expecting it to go. But I'm having a lot of fun with it. So I'm okay with those places. It's kind of a neat way to get to know someone. We'll just say that. So for today, we went to the barn. And you'll see that we my daughter did her lesson. And she was working on lunging. First with Honey, which I didn't get any video of because I left my camera in the car. And by the time I got back, she was lunging Rhodey. And her instructor was working on halter leading the foal there at the barn, Fly. She has a clinic appointment in a couple weeks, which will require loading her into the trailer and having other people handle her on lead, which there hasn't. It's been so hot that really hasn't been done too much at the barn this summer. So, and that's kind of one of those struggles with Fly and her not having sight, or not having normal sight. So they are going to work on getting her where she'll tolerate the halter lead for longer amounts of time in the next couple of weeks. And I wish I would have thought about it, but our instructor pulled out the curry comb and brush and everything and brushed Fly's mane, and Fly was absolutely loving every moment of it. And she just kind of pranced around and prissed afterward. It was so fun to watch. But I'm gonna try to get a little reading done before my body says it's time for bed, which I figure was going to be in about 30 minutes. So we'll see how it goes, but I'm gonna start reading and I'll check in soon. Hello friends, so it is actually 10 minutes till midnight. I really thought I would only read for a short time and then be too tired. But I got to a point in the book where I just couldn't put it down. So I have finished The Paper Magician. It is such a cute little whimsical story. I really enjoyed it. And The Glass Magician is the second book in the series. It's still following our two main characters, Sione and Magician Thane, and they're off on another adventure. My next book that I'm actually going to read, not tonight, starting tomorrow, is going to be the Book of Azrael. This is Rye from Rye's Reading Corner. She has started a Books Unlimited book club. Basically just Kindle Unlimited books each month that we then read and then discuss. I don't know why that was so hard, because it's almost midnight. So I am going to start this one probably tomorrow. I have zero idea what this book is about, other than it's a 2-book series. And according to Kindle, the average read time is around 14 hours. So this will probably be my last book for July. I'll just kind of have to feel it out, because technically August's readathon starts on Saturday. The plan tomorrow, I'm going to take my daughter to horse camp in the morning. There's a day camp, just one day. So I'm going to take her to that. Excuse me. And then we had pizza for dinner. It's kicking back. After I'll take her and hang out until around 10 when the library opens. And then at 10, I'm going to head to the library and start looking for the books that I'm going to want to read for the month of August. I'm not 100% sure on what my books will be. I was looking at the prompts, and most of the prompts will be able to be any book I want it to be, with some caveats, or with some challenge with it. Like one is an audiobook, and for that I probably will I'll probably do the next Outlander book, because I was trying to get those read this year, or all of the released ones this year. I don't think it's gonna happen, but I do think I will get it. I'm more apt to get it done sooner rather than later at this point. But so like one's an audiobook, one's reading with without your feet on the ground. One's to start a book at night. Just little quirks like that. So a lot of mine, I think, will be pretty easy and will be things that I want to read. We will just have to see what I pick later. So now that it is 5 to midnight, I'm gonna go on ahead and go to bed, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Good morning, everyone. It is Friday morning. I am up and getting ready for horse camp this morning. I'm not gonna stay for horse camp, but I will be there for a little bit. Currently making coffee, making breakfast, just made lunches, about to wake my daughter up. Still have to put my makeup on. But yeah, it's gonna be a fun day. There are a few things I need to grab so that I have them ready for me at the library when I go looking for books. But the rest of my morning before we leave is going to be along those lines of getting things ready. And I already foresee a big clean day tomorrow, because my house is looking like a disaster, which is why you're only seeing this part right now. So I am going to finish getting everything ready to go, and then I'm gonna wake my daughter up and then go from there. I'll check in soon. Good morning, everyone. It is Friday morning, and we are up at the barn, obviously. Right now, the instructor is going over a bunch of stuff with some new parents, and then the kids are gonna go feed the horses and all of that. We are just kind of hanging out right now. The library doesn't open for another about hour, so I'm gonna stick around, see if I'm needed for help or anything, depending on the kids and how they get along, sometimes can mean that we need adults. So we're just going to kind of see, but then after everyone gets settled in, I will probably disappear off to the library for a little bit and figure out what I'm reading for August. But for now, I'm going to just check in a little bit. Honey bunny. Pretty girl. Hey, flying Snuff. Flying Snuff. Hi, babies. Oh, yep, eat your hay. Do you need some scratches? Good girl. Good girl. Good morning, Rhodey. Got go breakfast? All right. Hello everyone, so I'm gonna really hope that this doesn't fog up too much. It's very, very humid. We just had a rainstorm out here. It was pretty torrential downpour, and I'm hoping that you can hear me because I'm kind of near the road. So I did get some books. Some I got 2 for the same prompt, but I figure I will pick one and then have the others kind of out for the cat to pick, because I think she's a little easier for this. So random letter generator, title begins with that letter. My letter was Y, and so for that one, I found 2, and again, I will probably pick one for this, so I'm going to do this one for the Y, and then I'll put the other one for the pet pick, and that is You're So Dead. This is by Ash Parsons. It is a thriller, and I'm not going to go too much into it. I'll throw in a clip here, of me talk about it at home. But let me just go through what I got here at the library. So I got You're So Dead by Ash Parsons. Also looking at that prompt, I got You Wouldn't Dare by Samantha Markham. For the song one, Good Morning Love by Ashley Coleman. Pink cover, Something Borrowed, Emily Griffin. And also pink cover, Just Like Home, Sarah Gailey. Again, I will, those were ones that I picked up with those in mind. I also got some, or have decided to do some Kindle books for a couple that they didn't have here, but KU had it. So I am going to go on ahead and wrap up here. It is 11:30, so I'm going to head back to the barn and go from there. I'll check in later. Hello everyone, so I am back up here at the barn. It is just after 12 o'clock, so the kids have about another hour before it's time to head home. What I'm going to do is I'm going to continue reading the Book of Azrael. I just started it. I'm like maybe 10 pages in. 1%. This one, I have no idea what it is, so we're gonna find out together, maybe. Alright, so 1,000 years ago, Diana gave up her life in the deserts of Eoria to save her dying sister. She calls upon anyone who would listen, not expecting a monster far worse than any nightmare to answer. Now she does what Caden asks, even if it means securing an ancient relic from the very creatures that hunt her. A king thought long dead and long forgotten. In an old world, his name was Semikiel. In the new world, his name is Liam, but one title remains true throughout time. He is the world ender, a myth to his enemies, a savior and king to those loyal to him. After the gods' war, he locked himself away, hiding from the world. He denied his crown and responsibilities, leaving the very ones who needed him most to deal with the fallout of the death of their homeworld. Now an attack on those he holds dear sends him back to the one realm he never wished to visit again, and into the sights of an enemy he thought he imprisoned eons ago. Now the enemies older than time must put aside their differences and work together in hopes of saving both their worlds and every realm in between. This one is a longer one. It's almost 700 pages. So I'm gonna see what damage I can do today in it, and then go from there. I don't know how I'm gonna handle this one, because I have 12 books for Magical Readathon, which starts tomorrow. So I'm gonna start reading, see how far I can get in the next 30 or 45 minutes to an hour, and I will check in later. so it is Saturday morning, and I'm gonna wrap this vlog up here. I did get 10% of Book of Azrael read yesterday. I'm still a little confused on where this book is going, but I am enjoying what I'm reading. So I'm going to stick it out at least a little bit longer and decide. It is like 700 or 800 pages. So I don't want to bow out too quickly, especially when right now it's a little more world building. But I'm going to end this vlog here, and the next time you see me will be in Aurelium. See you guys later.